Good morning, students. Today, I will be explaining here in this video classification of ratios. In the last class, we have studied the meaning, definition, advantages and disadvantages of ratio. This class is relating to the classification. We have classified the ratios into four types. The first type is liquidity ratios or solvency ratios. There are two liquidity ratios. The first one is current ratio. Current ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liabilities. So we know about the current assets. Current assets are assets like cash, cash in hand, cash at bank, stock, bills receivable, bills payable, debtors. All these things are even the outstanding and this outstanding expenses are also the prepaid expense also come under the current assets. Okay. Then current liabilities. Current liabilities include creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses, and such type of expenses, liabilities are current liabilities. Then second one is quick or liquid or acid test ratio. It is equal to quick assets divided by quick liabilities. Quick assets are the formula for calculating quick assets is current assets minus stock and prepaid expenses. Current asset in the ಎರಡನ್ನು stock and prepaid expense minus ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ quick assets ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Quick liabilities ಸಿಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ current assets minus bank overdraft. Current liabilities minus bank overdraft. Current quick liabilities is equal to current liabilities minus bank overdraft. Current liability in the bank overdraft ಅನ್ನು minus ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ quick liability ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Next, second type of ratio is leverage ratio. Leverage ratios. There are three leverage ratios we have discussed here. First one is debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio is equal to debt divided by equity. What is debt? We know about the debt. Okay. Then equity. Equity is equal to debt. Commonly, debt includes long-term debt, long-term loan taken from the bank or financial institutions, such things. And equity refers to equity is equal to equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus minus fictitious assets. Fictitious assets like discount on issue of the debentures, then preliminary expenses, such type of items. Okay. And second ratio here is proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio is equal to shareholders fund divided by total tangible assets. Okay. Shareholders fund, we know shareholders fund means the formula will be given. Shareholders fund is nothing but equity. It is equivalent to equity. So then total tangible assets. What are the tangible assets we have? It's the total. Okay. Then intangible asset like patents, goodwill, it should be removed from the total of the assets. Then we will get if the total of the balance sheet is given, asset side total. From that, we have to deduct the goodwill and such type of intangible assets. Then you will get total tangible assets. Third one is capital gearing ratio. Capital gearing ratio is equal to fixed interest bearing funds divided by equity shareholders fund. So what is the meaning of fixed interest bearing fund? Here the fixed interest bearing fund means the funds which receive or for which we have to pay, the company have to pay fixed amount as interest, like fixed preference dividend we have to pay fixed dividend, and debentures we have to pay fixed interest, and long-term loans. So these three are fixed interest bearing fund. Equity shareholders fund means equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. Okay. Third type of ratio is turnover ratios. We have listed here four type of turnover ratios. First one is stock turnover ratio. Stock turnover ratio is equal to cost of goods sold divided by average stock. Cost of goods sold is equal to sales minus gross profit. This is one formula. In another formula, we can calculate cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock plus purchase plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Average stock means opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. Okay, so that is the formula for that. So we have to put a bracket here also. Okay. Next one is debtor turnover ratio. Debtor turnover ratio is equal to net annual credit sales divided by average debtors. Debtors includes debtors and bills receivable also. Then creditor turnover ratio is equal to net annual credit purchase. One A is there here, spelling, okay. PURCHASE. Net annual credit purchase divided by average creditors. Creditors include creditors and also bills payable. Fourth formula is working capital turnover ratio. Working capital turnover ratio is equal to net sales divided by working capital. Net sales means sales minus returns. Working capital is equal to current asset minus current liabilities. Okay. Next, fourth classification of the ratio is profitability ratio. We have listed here 4 profitability ratios. First one is operating cost ratio, which is equal to operating cost divided by net sales into 100. Operating cost is equal to cost of goods sold plus operating expenses. Then what is operating expense? Operating expenses equal to selling and distribution expense plus administration expense or administrative expenses. So this is the first one. Second ratio is operating profit ratio. That is equal to 100 minus operating cost ratio. From 100, if you minus operating cost ratio, you will get operating profit ratio. So next one is gross profit ratio. It's very simple. Gross profit divided by net sales into 100. And last one is net profit ratios, that is equal to net profit divided by net sales into 100. So these are the different formulas. We have to solve the problems by using these formulas. In the examination, you may get questions relating to questions of 6 mark, 12 mark or 24 mark also sometimes, where the items will be given, figures will be given, sometimes balance sheet will be given in the problem. Then we have to work out the problem by calculating these ratios. Thank you for listening to the class.